Hello again, and welcome to the Bend Real Estate Minute. I am Tom Gardner, broker at BendHomeBuyersAgency.com, which is part of Bend Brokers Realty. I'm going to talk to you a little bit today about the buying seasons in Bend. Now, we have several, and they're not always the same every year. Depends on what's going on in the economy. As you know, we're a very big vacation home and second home market, although these days we're a much larger primary home market than we used to be when I first started in the business. And that's because we're known worldwide. We're in newspapers and magazines all the time, and that didn't used to be the case. We used to be a West Coast sort of quantity, known quantity. So let's start with January, February, March, the winter season. So generally in January we get a burst of business right after New Year's. I call them the New Year's resolution folks. They've always wanted to live in Bend. They've traveled here and they're finally like, you know, this is the year. We're going to do it. We're going to call a realtor. So the first couple of weeks of January are often busy, and that leads to some closings in February. February otherwise is relatively slow. There's not much on the market that time of year, so it makes it difficult for the buyer to find what they want. Now, new listings start coming on in the spring. The past few years, as the economy's been much better, March, April, and May have been huge. They've actually been the biggest months of the year in terms of price increases. So you're going to have static prices in January and February left over from the fall, and then they're going to explode in March, April, and May, sometimes 5% a month during that period. We get the vast majority of our price increases during that spring period, and that is also when more homes come on market. So you have more inventory, but you're going to pay a higher price. Now we get into summer. That's when inventory peaks around June. And up through June, it's very busy. July, we get what I call the tire kickers. Those are tourists who come to town who want to be shown around, but they haven't really dug into whether they can afford a home here. They haven't checked into a mortgage. And so, you know, they're tire kickers. They're not often as serious as folks in other seasons. August tends to start another busy period. August, September, October. That's what I call the serious season. These are folks, sometimes senior citizens who've been traveling during the summer. They want to get a home and move here before winter. And those folks I love because they're decisive. They come to town, they know what they want. There's still a lot of good stuff on the market in August. That starts to dwindle past September. You get in October, there's less on the market. Sometimes you get into November and December. That's the period that's slowest here. That's also the period when you can get the best deal. You're not going to get a deal in the spring. You're going to pay almost 100% for your home. Same thing in the summer. You get into September, it gets a little bit better. You get into October, it gets better still. However, you're looking at stuff that's left over on the market that nobody wanted, that maybe was priced too high or is an ugly duckling. Now you can get a deal starting in October. November and December, you get the very best deals, but you have the slimmest inventory. So you got to decide what's right for you. Am I looking for this specific home, or do I just want a deal? If you just want a deal and you can settle for something that may not be perfect, come in November and December, and also January and February. It starts to get a little better then. But that's when you're going to get the best price for a home. The rest of the year, March through September, you're going to pay near full price, but you're going to have the best selection. So that's a little bit of insight into the buying seasons here in Bend. Again, I'm Tom Gardner, broker with BendHomeBuyersAgency.com, part of Bend Brokers Realty. Thanks again and take care.